Hello and welcome back to this makeup space that I have created for myself and for you guys. If you're new here, I am Amanda Renee and I'm a certified makeup artist. And if you are returning, thank you so much. I appreciate each and every one of you who watches these videos. And today I am showing you how to create this sort of Valentine's Day inspired extreme cut crease. This is in no way, shape, or form an everyday wearable look. This is sort of just a creative expression through makeup that I've done, and if you like it and would like to sort of see how I created this, but it also goes through techniques as far as blending and sort of anything that you can use in your everyday makeup routine that may help you. Again, I am a certified makeup artist, so I have been taught and trained with some of the techniques that I'm using, not necessarily for these crazy exaggeration looks, but they still use basic principles of makeup artistry. So please continue watching if you want to see that sort of thing, and also make sure to like and subscribe to this channel. And from here, I'm going to zoom in and be fresh faced and start the tutorial. So I will see you guys here in a minute. Alright, and I am back, and I have essentially my very basic base done, and then we're going to get into this sort of like Valentine's Day sort of crazy cut crease. This is not an everyday look by any means, so don't think that it is meant to be that. So this is sort of just almost a tutorial on how I get my very technical cut creases without a ton of extra work. You just have to be very precise in the brushes and with the product when you use it, as you're using it to begin with, rather than just sort of smearing everything everywhere and then going back in and fixing it. It's, you know, it's gonna be about the process of how it's done. So I'm going to zoom in and we're going to get started. Okay, so we're zoomed in and this is quite close and uncomfortable for me, but we're going to work with it. And so first off, I'm going to use the ABH Eye Primer. When I got this, it was the sort of like half size, and it's lasted me a very long time. You're gonna think I'm crazy when I'm doing this, but you'll see the process and you won't think it's crazy in the long run, because anything that goes over where the eyeshadow is going to be blended out, so it's not going to really, you're not going to see it. This is just a nice, I usually run a little bit underneath the eyes. Nothing crazy. Okay, so we have everything primed, and the palette, the main palette that I'm going to be working with is the Jeffree Star Cosmetics Jawbreaker Palette. So you can see it here. I'm going to be using first off, the super cherry red titled Licorice, and I'm actually using a very sort of precision I don't know, people use it for like, you know, cut creases, whatnot, but I'm actually going to use it to, with this color, I'm going to use it to sort of map out where the top of the cut crease is going to be. And then I'm just going to build it up and make sure that line is very defined. And it doesn't have to be perfect, but as much as you can, because I don't like, because a lot of people will use a fluffy brush and just throw shadow all over, and then they'll go back in and over top of the primer and the powder they just put down, they'll put down more primer, and I'm just not a huge fan of that, to be honest. So this is what I do, and you can take it or leave it as far as, you know, a tip or a trick or whatever. So you have this, you know, very defined shape so far without, you know, interrupting any lid space. I have no fallout despite, you know, the pigment that I'm using. I'm actually just going to go in with the same brush. I've just sort of wiped excess color off, and I'm going to go in with this light pink bubblegum shade from the palette, and I'm going to very lightly sort of press, pat on the very outside of what I just did. And once this is all blended out, it's going to give a really nice buffed out effect. I'm going to start blending lightly between the two colors. You can already see that diffusing. And sort of morphing into, the reds morphing into the pinks. I'm going to go back in, I'm going to pick up some more of the red tone, and I'm going to add that into the blending. So it all just becomes one nice gradient. Ultimately, I don't really care that the super pink stays as a tone. I just want it to be sort of a lighter red in the end. So now that that looks, you know, pretty nice and blended, I'm actually going to go in with the shade Raspberry, which is a darker, like burgundy tone, and I'm just going to do that sort of at the very edge to deepen it. And honestly, the key to this, just be very precise in what you're doing, and it's going to save you a lot of work in the long run, and I feel like it looks smoother in the long run as well. And really, you're only using like 3 or 4 brushes for this. So next I'm going to take this is a Crown brush BK40 oval eyeshadow. I would never use this as like applying eyeshadow, But what I like to do with this, and this is probably one of my favorite brushes to do this with, is I take it with absolutely no product on it and I just buff the edge of the top of the gradient that I just put down. And do you see how that just blends it and like sort of just instantly diffuses it into the skin? I do have a tinted moisturizer on, no actual like foundation, so I'm just taking my finger and anything that's sort of out of where I want it to be, I just blend that away, and you have this super buffed out, diffused, but still very defined where I want it to be defined look. So next, what I'm going to do, I'm just going to take the excess primer that I put on my hand and very thinly just spread it out over the lid and into the corner to give that sort of highlight. And since you already have a pretty defined space already, you don't need to be super precise with this. You're basically just cleaning up the edge and preparing it for the next step. You don't have to spend a lot of time with this because you were precise in your application from the get-go. Okay, so next I'm going to take the shade Jawbreaker. It's a very shimmery, it's not going to add a ton of color, it's just going to essentially be this sort of gold shift, really pretty shimmer. I don't know if that reads on camera or not. And for this, I'm essentially using the same, maybe a little more dense and less precise of a brush than I use to lay down the shadow to begin with. But I'm just focusing on the main part of my lid. So we have that so far. There's a little tiny bit of fallout. I'm just going to get rid of very little. So next, what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a black eyeliner and make a very prominent wing, sort of mimicking the same form that I already have. And this is actually the Hank and Henry Slick With It one. This is actually an interesting story. When I got this, I absolutely hated it. Because it bled absolutely everywhere, ruined any look that I tried to use it with. And then as a last-ditch effort, because I knew so many people liked this, as a last-ditch effort, I decided to store it facing up. And that seriously changed everything. This is my go-to precise liner. I can do thick, I can do thin. It's just very easy to control. I'm talking, so this isn't the best. Okay, so that is pretty much the liner. You can see it goes along with the shape that I created with the cut crease. Next, I'm actually going to go down to the lower lash area, and I'm going to finish off the shadow for that. I'm just going to start out with the sort of cherry red licorice color that I used first, and I'm just going to, I don't want this to be super blown out, but I also want it to be uniform and like almost merging but not smoked with the eyeliner. And then I'm going to go in with the bubblegum shade and put it on, mix it on the inside. So it just creates this completed look. It's cohesive on top and bottom. And then, actually for the fourth brush, I'm going to take this, it's got a little bit of the pink on it. I'm just going to buff along the lower lash line that I just did to give it that diffused look. So you can see how sort of just cohesive the top and bottom looks. And then what I'm going to do is go into the lower waterline and just add sort of a gold shimmery color so it's not empty. And this is actually the Urban Decay 24/7 Glide On Eye Pencil. It's a little more gold, but it reads very similar to the shimmer tone that I put up on top. And this is in the tone Midnight Cowboy. So now what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to take a little bit of highlight from the OMFG Cosmetics X Omfgreallynicki palette and put it, as soon as I can find the brush, I'm going to use this like pinky shimmery shade. I'm going to put it on the inside just to give a little bit of extra pop. Nothing crazy, just a little bit. I'm going to do the same thing at the top here. I don't have eyebrows, and that's actually a story in of itself, but you know, I still want to highlight the brow bone nonetheless. Alright, so there's that. And then now I'm going to go in with some mascara. This is the OMFG Cosmetics Bulletproof Mascara. Nothing too crazy. This is a really nice mascara. I need to order another one because this is pretty much kaput. And then I'll put lashes over top of this. This is just I don't like to put mascara over top of lashes once they're on. I do it first just because I feel like adding mascara on top sort of ruins the longevity of your eyelash, like the false eyelashes if you're using them. Okay, so you have this general look. The sort of next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to add a couple little hearts in underneath. And for that, I'm going to use the Jeffree Star Cosmetics Unicorn Blood eyeliner, or lip liner. Sorry, it's not eyeliner, it's lip liner. Okay, so there is that. And now I'm going to go off camera and I'm going to finish off this eye with lashes. And then I'm actually going to do this eye off camera, and I'm going to come back with the full completed look for both, and we'll finish it off after that. Okay, so here we are. This is sort of the completed eye look with the other side done, lashes, and actually what I forgot to show you in the first part of this was just the addition of the glitter liner. The glitter liner is the OMFG Cosmetics glitter liner in Confetti, and seriously, one swipe just does it. There's no like layering, no building, just one swipe and it is amazing. Again, yes, I'm an affiliate, but these products, I would not be an affiliate to a brand if I didn't absolutely love the products. And everything that I have tried from them is just beyond mainstream brands. I have to say that because it absolutely is. And just for even a much cheaper price than what you can buy, you know, from other brands, just trust me and go try it out, because I promise you, you will love it. Okay, so aside from that, we have the eye looks, and I'm going to just zoom out here real quick and gonna throw something on the lips and then complete everything for this look, and then we'll be done. Alright, so we're zoomed out and I've just got to I'm going to throw a little bit of lip liner on my lips and then some gloss, nothing super crazy. And then I'm going to do essentially the hearts on the other side of the eye after that. So that's what we're going to do. Last thing, I'm going to do the sort of hearts underneath this eye. Alright, so this is the final look. Hopefully this helped you, the people who were requesting sort of a tutorial on cut creases and how to sort of blend out. Hopefully this helps you, and maybe I'm sure you'll see in the future more detailed videos. But if you like everything that you saw today, please, 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 it helps me out so much. Please like and subscribe and ring the bell so you're notified of future content. I post every Tuesday and Thursday, guaranteed, and sometimes on Sundays, depending, but Tuesdays and Thursdays for sure. So it really helps me out. Also, if you would comment down below what you thought of this look, if there's anything that you think that I can improve on as far as camera or anything of that nature, that would be great, because I am new to this and I am learning with every new video that I put out. So hopefully my thoughts are with every new thing that I put out, I'm a slight bit better in some aspect, because I notice things when I'm editing that I wish I changed, and I implement them in the next video. So thank you all for watching so much, and I will talk to you all next time. Thank you.